Okay.
Welcome to the Bogart Podcast, it's season 2, episode 3. My name is Evan Bogart.
As always, Evan Bogart coming at you live.
Yep, and with me is my co-host, David Partial, and we got a show for you today.
Like we do every day. You know what I'm saying?
Call the show, 585-678-1660. Email the show, thebogartpodcast@gmail.com. I have a bunch of stickers. I got a shipment
cool.
in. They had like a deal on this one. It was on our Instagram reel. It was like, for $20 you get 100 stickers. So I did it, and I got these stickers.
Like custom made stickers?
Yeah, shit.
Or just like random stickers.
It is. They're the logo stickers. They're like 3 inches by 3 inches, and yeah, I got like a shit ton of them. And
Neato.
and I'm kind of done with the Cricut that I have, the Cricut machine.
Oh no.
Every time I've made shirts, the heat transfer material always comes off the shirt. I don't know if I'm doing it wrong or whatnot, but it's pissing me off, and I can't. It just doesn't work out. So I mean, it's just pisses me off. So I might sell it.
What is it good for? Obviously, it's not good for t-shirts.
Yeah, it's good for making decals.
All right, perfect.
I can make anything with the decals or whatever, but it's just the Cricut machine and heat transfer material. I just never have luck with it. I've probably made, the last run I did was okay, but out of the 3 shirts, one of them didn't make it. So I just put it in the wash machine on delicate, and I don't want to sell it to people and have that shit happen. So it's I think I'm just gonna sell the Cricut machine.
No, keep it. Just make your decals.
Yeah, maybe I'll make a decals company.
Yeah, set up a shop in your shed.
And if you do want a decal, go over to the Bogart Podcast /merch and pick up some stickers. I have a sticker pack, and all you gotta do is send a pre-stamped envelope to the address on the website, and I'll send you a sticker pack.
Yeah, fool. Get on it.
It's free
stuff.
It's free. You don't have to pay for anything. You just send me an envelope and
a prepaid envelope.
Yeah. I mean,
what does a stamp go for these days?
50 cents, I think. 52 cents.
$5.
Yeah, it seems like it. But yeah, I had to mail my pay stubs the other day, and it cost me $1.07.
What did you mail them to?
For my percentage pay. So
you didn't want to just email it to them?
Nah, I gotta mail it in. It's kind of stupid, but I had to, and I was thinking about putting like 3 stamps on it and mailing it.
That's right.
I was afraid it was gonna just return back into the mailbox. So went to the post office, did that, and I just remember back in the day when it was like dirt cheap to mail anything, but now it's fucking expensive as all hell.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Obama.
Yeah. So, but so how was your week, my friend?
Oh, it was crazy. It was crazy.
Well, it's 2 weeks, right?
2 weeks. It's 2 weeks.
Man,
right?
I think so.
Since the last recording of this, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know what goes on anymore. I'm just living, you know?
Man.
I'm just living.
Yeah, I feel the same way, bro. It's like Groundhog's Day. It's like I wake up every day, work, come home, and it's just like a pattern, which I want to make this work work so we don't have to work anymore. But it's a struggle. It's a struggle, but you know what? At the end of the day, I'm happy. So
Sounds good.
but yeah, so my week has been
Well, so what you been up to?
it's work.
Any dead bodies?
Uh,
Any bodies escape from the morgue?
no. No,
Any old people shit their pants and make you clean it up?
a lot of dirty diapers. But it's just what I did trash and linen today, and the hospital side isn't that bad when you pick up trash there, but it's just the nursing home is pretty grim.
Yeah.
But I was gonna ask you,
Okay, what's up?
I could probably get you a job
Oh, yeah?
if you want it. It's either
I want to be a doctor. Are they hiring any doctors?
yeah. No, they're not hiring any doctors.
Oh, of course not.
But actually, I don't know. They probably are, but you need like a master's and everything.
No, you need a doctorate. You need to be a medical doctor.
I don't
not a
know how it
master's.
works, but
But yeah, this is like talking about like jobs hunting, right? Well, I haven't like hunted for jobs. It's just like I'm gonna look for like the most stress-free job there is out there, which I don't know what that is anymore. But it's like maybe I'll just go work in a grocery store, or maybe so like in the Navy, right? I'm an equipment operator, right?
Mhm.
Where I'm supposed to operate heavy equipment, and I don't enjoy that at all, right?
Mhm.
But there's like one specific thing that I want to do when it comes to operating heavy equipment.
Mhm.
I want to operate the snowcat / snow
Snow
groomer.
groomer. Yeah, there you go.
That's what I want to do. You know,
Yeah.
that's all I want to do. Is just groom the mountain
When
or a mountain.
back in my yeah.
So sorry to cut you
No,
off
you're
because
good.
it's my turn to talk about the trucker. It's like this coming winter, if I don't find anything or whatever, because getting all sidetracked. We found a place to live.
Yeah.
We've not put a down payment or whatever, but we like paid a certain price to hold it, right? So we haven't filled out all the paperwork yet because it's not time to do that yet. Because but whatever. So anywho, it's like with the missus, she'll be doing her intern thing. We don't really know what her schedule's gonna be like
Yeah.
for those 6 months, and then the kid will be starting school in the fall. So like I'll still be a stay-at-home parent, I think, when we move back there. We'll just see like see what the schedule comes like, and like maybe I'll do it part-time or something. Or but if I don't find anything, it's like, you know what, I really want to try like snow grooming or whatever, so like I'll apply to the 2 mountains in the area in the fall, and if I get picked up for a position, I get picked up. If I don't, I don't.
Yeah.
Or it's just like go work at a grocery store or whatever, because that's easy stuff. But then I was thinking today, it's like, so you do, I don't know how much you do, but you do like the food delivery stuff, right? You get everything delivered to you, right?
Yeah.
So like maybe I'll become one of those people.
It's not a
a
bad
delivery guy, right?
It's not a bad job. I mean, these people, like, they get paid through Instacart and they get tips. So, I mean, I think 100% of the tips go to them. So,
Oh wow.
it's not a bad gig, and they do a percentage. So, let's say I spent like $100, 10% is $10. So,
$1.
So, yeah, it's not a bad gig. It really isn't. The only problem with the whole Instacart thing is it puts a lot of miles on your car, and really quick. That's the only downside of all that shit.
Yeah, so like when I was drilling up in Rochester, I was on this gate guard watch with the Navy's version of a police officer one time. I don't remember the dude's name, but he was a third class petty officer, and I was like, so man, what do you do? He's like, oh, I do like the delivery stuff. He's like, yeah, I was like, I've come to realize I hate working for people, so I'm pretty much like, my own boss, and I set my own hours and do my own stuff, and so he loves Dubai, right? The country Dubai, loves everything about it. Just going there and just blowing money on chicks and food and hotels and whatever and all that stuff. Just living it up, right? But I don't know how old he is, but I'm just gonna say he's a young guy, right?
Yeah.
Living bachelor life, and so I'm like, oh, what kind of car do you got? I can't remember what he told me, but he's like, yeah, I'm looking to get something new.
Yeah.
I dropped my wedding ring and can't find it. I'll get it later.
That's bad luck.
Yeah, whatever. You know how many times Jessica has left hers in a different state?
Oh man, that's not good. But
Like 3 times.
yeah.
So anywho, so I'm like, what kind of car are you getting? He goes, oh, I'm thinking about getting blah 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 blah, some kind of BMW. It's like for delivery, man, you're crazy. But whatever. So yeah, maybe I'll do that. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad gig. It really isn't. It just puts a lot of miles on your car and it sucks. But yeah, I actually applied for another job.
I don't think you can handle it.
But
or
no,
like a different job.
yes.
Okay.
It was a restaurant position at Wegmans.
Okay.
So they called me and they were like, hey, we have a position open. It's only part-time, which they said on the Indeed website that it was full-time. So I'm like, okay, that's kind of shitty, And then I was like, what's the hours? And they were like, I think they said
39 hours.
They said from 12:30 until 11 o'clock at night.
Oh, Jesus.
And I'm like, so I was like, what's the pay? And they're like, what do you want as pay? So I said $16.95. They were like, we only start the position at $15 to $16. I'm like, okay, well, that's not going to work.
What restaurant position is this? So this is at Wegmans, you said, like,
yeah.
like
I think
working.
I think it was a dishwasher job.
Oh, okay.
But I mean,
I forget that Wegmans is open 24/7, but the food part's not
no,
open
it's not open.
24/7.
I don't think they serve breakfast. I think they from lunch to dinner, and I think that's it. But yeah, I would be taking a pay cut if I took that job. So I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do it. And it's only part-time, so it's
well, it's like, what you said, 12 to midnight. So like, it's like you said
12:30 or 12:30 in the afternoon to 11 o'clock at night.
Okay, so that's 11 and a half hours, right? Is that 11 and a half hours?
I don't know. Yeah. So I was like, I told him, I'm like, I'm not interested. Thank you, though, for the opportunity and stuff like that. So that happened. And then I'm trying to think of what else happened this week.
Yeah.
Oh, so I think I told you, but this company called Arcadia. It's a solar company that uses.
You switched to.
I switched to. So as I was looking through my RG&E bills, I looked at how much my RG&E bill was, and it was $42. I'm like, wow, I didn't use a lot of electricity,
That's hella cheap.
That's hella cheap.
That's just you paying for their fuel to, use up that you're not even using because you're not using their electricity.
Yeah. So, but then I looked at my Arcadia account. They were charging me $80, which I was like, well, why would I stay with this company if they're charging me double my electric? So I called them and I was like, hey, what's the deal? What the hell's going on? And so she was just giving me the runaround saying that like, oh, you did save money. I'm like, no, I didn't, because I'm getting charged double. So I'm like, and so I was like, I just want to drop. I don't want anything to do with this company anymore. I just want to drop you. So they're like, oh, if you stay, we'll give you $120 gift card after 3 months. I'm like, that doesn't matter. I would be saving money, and it's just, so I was like, you gotta drop me or I'm gonna be so fucking pissed. And I got heated. And so they were like, oh,
I smell the class action lawsuit.
yeah. And I always wanted to tell them, I'm a lawyer and I'm gonna sue your asses now.
What you're doing is illegal.
Yeah. So, so they're like 90 days, your account will be terminated. And I'm like, whatever, fuck this shit. So I just,
Well, can't you? Oh, he left a voicemail. He called, I guess.
oh, okay. So yeah, so I was just so pissed that I got such a, it was just,
Okay, so what is Arcadia? What are they providing for you?
they, well, basically, a sales representative came to our house and was like, hey, you can save money each month if you switch to the solar power that's available in your area. And I'm like,
Okay, so they're providing you electric?
yeah, they take your RG&E account, link it to their solar power, and then they take a deduction out of your electric bill because they're using the solar power instead of RG&E power, if that makes sense.
I don't know. It just
Yeah,
it all went over my
but
head.
anyway-
All I know is.
But anyway,
All I know is. But anyway, yes.
so
Uh-huh.
it was such a shit show. I was so pissed
Okay,
off.
So answer me this.
Yeah.
Before you went to them, what would you say your average monthly electric bill with RG&E was?
Okay, so
Is
in the months that, like in the summer months, it would be it would be
through the roof. It's through the roof in the summer months because you got the AC blasting 24/7.
yeah,
And in the winter months, it's through the roof because you got the heat blasting 24/7.
Yep.
So your electric bill every month is just through the roof because you're
yeah,
not being frugal with your electricity.
yeah. So, so in the spring and fall, they're dirt cheap. Like
Yeah.
it's because you don't use the furnace that much. We don't have the ACs running. We're not home during the day because we're at work. So I mean, it's
I'm sure it'll be a little bit different this coming summer because you both are going to be working 24/7, so you don't need the AC blasting. You just shut
Yeah.
the place up. Keep the thing shut. But I would say you definitely got to do something to with those puppies.
yeah. Well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get an AC unit for the dog room and put it in the spare bedroom. And when they're home, they'll have a nice, cool, whatchamacallit, room. But yeah,
Just make sure you Google what the ideal optimal thing is that doesn't use a lot of electricity.
yeah,
Ideal temperature. So like I can't remember exactly what our thing says, but like we keep our thermostat at 75
yeah,
for the AC. We haven't turned the heat on once since we've been here.
yeah.
And we've turned on the AC a few times this winter because it's been like so goddamn hot. We had it on yesterday and today because it's 80 plus degrees, almost 90.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know what the optimal thing is, but like 75, like
Yeah.
if it's like 76 degrees inside, just because like, oh my god, it's so hot.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's the RG&E bill is not that bad. I mean,
So basically, you're all right. So you got like $80 plus your $40. I can't do math. 80, 90, 100. So like it's $120 a month was what you're paying
no, not,
I mean,
no.
between those two things. Yeah, $80 or whatever, and then the other one was
Oh,
40 something bucks.
no. It's not like that. My RG&E okay, my RG&E account is $42. So
You owe RG&E $40,
yeah,
$42.
but no, I only pay through Arcadia. I don't pay the RG&E because it links up to the RG&E account.
Okay, so $42 of the 80 whatever dollars is going to RG&E,
yeah,
and then what the other 40
is going to
them?
Arcadia, which is bullshit. And so I was like, you know what, I'm done. So, but yeah, I mean, usually I average between $60 and $70 a month electricity. But in the spring and fall, it's not that bad. It's like $42, which my brother, this is fucking crazy. He pays $200 in electricity a month
Yeah, that's
for
crazy.
his house. And I'm
Well,
like, that's fucking crazy.
well, remember when we were living at that apartment, we were just like trying to be like super conscious, right? And like our stuff was always like $30 a month,
Yeah.
around there, like $30 to $40.
Yeah. It's crazy how much electricity and water's another thing in those big houses. It's expensive as all hell.
Yeah, it's like our water bill's always like $20 a month.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think ours is Bloomfield water is really expensive. It is the most expensive. It's more expensive than Canandaigua, Victor, the surrounding areas. I don't know why. Someone told me that, and yeah, I had to pay $80 a month for water. So,
It's like, look like I'm not drinking.
yeah. Well, we have a big water jug that's it holds 4 gallons, and it's like the water coolers that you see in offices.
Okay.
We have one of those. The only time we use the water in the sink is to wash dishes or to run the dishwasher. So,
Yeah.
but yeah. So, I have some things I wanted to talk about, but
all right, let's hear it.
Let's get to the voicemail.
Okay.
So
all right.
this is
Ladies and gentlemen, we got our very first caller.
This is the voicemail. Let me turn up the volume. So this is our first voicemail that we've gotten to the Bogart podcast. Here we go.
Hello. This is Nathan. I'm eating a gummy right now. Sugary. For dinner tonight, I had mozzarella sticks and these little egg rolls, and then like a whole sleeve of Oreos. I'm really ashamed of myself. Quite fat. Anyway, David told me to call, say what's up. It's the Bogart podcast, so what's up? What's my little story? All right, bye.
That was
All right, there you have it.
That was our first voicemail. That's pretty cool. But and we also got an email.
Oh, cool.
So I'm gonna read it right now. It says, I listened to your guys' last episode, and I was really shocked that David waited 4 hours per prescription. Why is he still with that pharmacy company if he's waiting 4 hours?
I'll tell you why, local listener. It's because Navy medicine is the worst.
Yeah, we talked about
and it
this.
doesn't,
Yeah.
and it doesn't cost me anything.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. I get my prescriptions from Walmart. So
yeah, but today the missus, she got a new prescription, and so I also had to go in for a shot, a tetanus shot, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's this thing called the IMR, which is your individual medical readiness, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where it tells you what you got coming up that you need to do and all this crap. So almost 10 years ago to the day, right, I went to boot camp on the 14th of March, 2023. And it was like, I don't know, the 20th or whatever that I got the tetanus shot. I think that was the day that we just like went into a room and like bent over a table, had our ass cheeks out, and they just like jabbed us with a bunch of stuff, right? And so yeah, So I got drill coming up in a couple weeks. So I'm just gonna get this knocked out, so I don't have to get called out saying that I'm on the hit list for something. So yeah, I went to go do that, and the missus had a medical appointment, and she put on some new medicine, and she did not wait 4 hours. It was like, I don't know, the thing said 70-minute wait. So they did this weird thing. It's like this two check-in process thing where it's like, first you grab a number, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is where you would think that you checked in, but no. You grab a number and you wait to be called, and then they call you up by your number, like, all right, what are we doing today?
It's like the
you know exactly
DMV.
what I'm doing. And I was like, oh, I just need to fill the prescription. Like, all right, we'll call you when it's ready, right? Because they have all that information already. So this TV screen said it was a 70-minute wait for that initial check-in. And then after the initial check-in, 30 minutes to get your medicine. We were there probably only 30 minutes, not even 30 minutes for it. But yeah, sometimes it sucks, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
Every time I go, it sucks.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it could be worse. You wouldn't have insurance or anything if you were in the Navy, so.
Yeah.
But
yeah, whoever you are, Navy medicine's the worst.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Maddie, our beloved dog, turned 7 yesterday.
Teen? That's so old.
She's old, and we noticed the other day that she has lumps on her stomach.
Oh, no.
So,
what kind of lumps? Cancerous lumps or just fatty tissue lumps?
I'm thinking it's only fatty tissue lumps, because when we rub her belly, she doesn't get discomfort or anything. So I'm thinking it's only like fatty tissue, but I mean, you never know. I mean, she was in a high kill shelter in Tennessee.
I can't believe you drove all the way down to Tennessee.
No,
for
we
that
didn't.
dog.
We didn't drive all the way down to Tennessee.
No, you drove 3 hours away.
Yeah.
To go.
So
Should have just let it go into the glue factory.
No. So we have an appointment for her next week to get all like a wellness check and her new rabies vaccine, her new kennel cough vaccine, and they're just gonna poke and prod her. So just it's a little nerve-wracking. I don't know if it's anything gonna be bad about the tests, but we don't know. Yeah, but she turned 7. We gave her a little bit of whipped cream and
God.
And for her birthday.
You're those kinds of people.
Yeah. So, but yeah. But
for the record, I like the idea of pets. I'm not too fond of having pets. I mean, we got 2 cats. We're crazy cat people, but I'd rather have no pets. But that's just me.
I think after our dogs do pass, I don't think I'm gonna have any more animals.
Just get I don't know what it's called. I can't remember, but so it's like an Amazon thing where it's like it's not a pet really, but you could pretend it's your pet. Where it's like a robot thing that has like a TV for a face, and it it can patrol your residence and all that stuff. And I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, you should totally get that.
In the nursing home, in some of the nursing homes, they have these fake cats that are electronic, and if you move, they kind of turn their head, and these residents will carry them thinking that they're real cats. So I mean, yeah, it's a whole new world in those nursing homes.
Yeah,
it's just it's crazy. But if you get that old and you don't remember anything, you wouldn't even know if it was a robotic cat. So,
yeah.
But, all right. We're going to take a break.
Okay.
We have another Jesse White movie review.
Oh, awesome. What did he review this time?
Shazam?
Shazam,
The
Fury of the Gods.
Yes, he did a review. Jesse White.
Is it Shazam? Yeah, Shazam.
Yeah, Shazam. And it's another Jesse White movie review. And a word from our sponsors. I got to take a pee. When we get back, we'll talk some more. And so, we'll be right back.
Why am I seeing W all over my feed? And how is it different than any other energy drink? W is one of very few energy drinks that contains Neurofactor, a nootropic derived from coffee fruit. It also does not contain any fillers, maltodextrin, or artificial colors. Neurofactor helps give your brain focus and clarity, while the 150 milligrams of caffeine and 3 essential B vitamins help you stay alert and energized. If you want to try a tub for yourself or pick up a starter pack, make sure to do it soon. They sell out fast.
Hey everyone, Jesse here, and I'm back once again for yet another review, and this week I'm switching over from Marvel to my beloved DC with this week's Shazam, Fury of the Gods. And it's a bit of a shame because, just like with Warner Brothers, you guys probably don't give a shit about this either. After all, if the people releasing this movie don't care, why should you? They're just gonna reboot this shit in 2 years anyways. Set 2 years after the first Shazam movie, Billy Batson, played by Asher Angel, and Zachary Levi as his alter ego, Captain Marvel, I refuse to call him Shazam out of principle, is struggling with a bit of an identity crisis. He and his adopted family are growing up, and he might get aged out of the foster family he's grown to love. He is feeling that he doesn't deserve the powers he received from the wizard, and his city hates him and his family as superheroes because their lack of maturity results in a lot of mistakes being made. One of those mistakes being his breaking the wizard's staff in the last movie, which has resulted in the freeing of the Daughters of Atlas, played by Helen Mirren, Lucy Liu, and Rachel Ziegler. They want to reclaim the powers they felt were stolen from their father, which now inhibit Billy and his family, seek to ruin humanity, and to make matters worse, trap most of the city of Philadelphia in a bubble. The low Rotten Tomato score honestly baffles me, because this movie is really enjoying. I love the first Shazam movie, and I find it to be the best movie set in the DC extended universe. While the first movie is certainly better, there is still a lot to like in this movie. The dynamic between the Shazamly forms the heart of the movie, and they more than make up for the lack of dynamic villains. I absolutely love Jack Dylan Grazer and Adam Brody as Captain Marvel Jr., Grace Caroline Curry as Mary Marvel, and Megan Good and Faith Herman as Darla Dudley. The comedy really works in the movie, and also has a lot of heartfelt moments, and one scene in particular has his heroic sacrifice done far superior than 2016 shit show Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. And I can't help compare it to the more recent Marvel Cinematic Universe movies. Even though it is set in a larger universe filled with Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, the story in Shazam 2 is relatively self-contained. Unlike the Marvel movies, where it feels like you have to watch 23 movies and 7 TV shows just to be caught up, all you have to do is watch the first Shazam movie here. And while the special effects aren't mind-blowing, they're perfectly serviceable, and this $125 million movie looks far superior than these $200+ million movies that Marvel makes. Just because Shazam 2 doesn't try to overload your visual senses with poorly designed interdimensional or universal backdrops. But I still do have a lot of nitpicks with this movie. The costumes look more expensive and elaborately designed, but I prefer the goofy, over-padded, simplistic costumes of the first movie. Captain Marvel's family outshines the title character. I absolutely hate that DC no longer calls the Marvel family by their original names because Marvel has a trademark to Captain Marvel. And I hate that the movie is set in the new 52 set Philadelphia instead of the original Fawcett City. The 2 end credit scenes that set up Shazam 3 and Captain Marvel's role in the future of the DCEU are completely meaningless because they're rebooting 85% of the universe in 2025. Even though this movie is completely meaningless due to the upcoming reboot, it is still a very good way to kill 2 hours. I wish the studio gave as much a shit about this movie as I did, and hopefully this review will convince a few of you to go see it as well. I give Shazam, Fury of the Gods, a 4 out of 5.
I found it.
Oh, nice. And we're back. So I was thinking about this.
Okay.
Would you want to drive Uber?
I don't know. It's still with people.
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with people.
Yeah, because you said you wanted to do the grocery thing, but yeah, I wouldn't do Uber. Nope. You don't know when someone can flip out, and it's just too much shit.
Yeah.
They do have on the Uber app that if you get in distress, right, like someone pulls a knife or starts fighting with you, you can call the police right there and then. But you know what? It's too risky. Guy can pull out a knife and stab you in the neck, and the cops aren't going to get there as soon as possible. So, yeah. Don't do Uber.
Just like I don't. We don't ever Uber anywheres, and we never do any of the like the delivery services either. So like, I'm so far behind the times, and I don't have like my pay stuff on my telephone to do like tap or whatever. And I have a tap debit card, but I don't ever use it. Or I don't ever use that debit card.
Yeah. So,
I don't do any of the like the it's like, oh, Venmo me or whatever it's called, or Apple Pay me, that stuff. You know, I don't do any of that either.
There was when we went to Boston, we used Uber a couple times, and I was so drunk coming out of the transit, and what was it? I was so drunk I gave the person the wrong address, and so they drove all the way there, called me, and was like, "Where the hell are you?" And I'm like, "Where the hell are you?" And so, then they called me a bunch of names and hung up. And so Laura took my phone and was like, "I'm doing it," and yeah. And we ended up getting a ride in a minivan. It was like a really shitty minivan. And yeah, I felt sketched out the whole time we were in Uber. I miss the gold days of taxis. Yellow taxis.
Yeah, you've never had a taxi. You've never been in a place where they have a taxi. You've never left the county. What are you talking about?
I think I've been in one taxi, but that was about it. Yeah, but yeah, it was yeah. I'm trying to. Wow. All right.
And so, what are you drinking tonight?
I am drinking.
I heard you popped a cold one.
Oh, I'm spilling it all over me. Sierra Nevada Hoppy Splash.
Yeah. Back on the booze. All right. So, like, Nathan messaged me the other day. He's like, I thought Evan quit drinking. And he did. It was alcohol-free Guinness. And he's like, oh, gross.
Yeah. Yeah, so...
and then I told him, I was like, I feel like if you're going to quit the booze, you might as well not drink the non-alcoholic beers either, because that's just a gateway to going back drinking the booze. Like, I haven't had any alcohol since the, when I said that I stopped drinking. But you have been drinking the non-alcoholic things.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm doing better than you.
Yeah, you are. But you know what? Yeah.
But I can stop it whenever I want, because I'm not an alcoholic like you.
Yeah.
And, like, so, I just love the Genesee beers, right? Like their specialty ones, the Ruby Red Kolsch. So they're coming out with 16-ounce Ruby Red Kolsch's, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they posted a thing on it the other day, and I'm like, so I commented, it's like, I'm going to stop my year of sobriety for this. Can't wait. I can't wait to have it. But at the same time, it's like, do I want to give up on giving up or what,
Okay.
No, I mean, I don't have a problem like you do.
Yeah.
So
wait. Okay. So
this is all this hard work in the gym.
Yeah, you're looking kind of like fit.
And so you know how you said you want me to help you with a 5K?
Yeah.
Right. So I was like, you say that you walk like however many miles a day, but running one is like it's a little different, right?
Yeah.
Like me, I've never trained to run a 5K. I hate running. I was like, because, the Navy made me do it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I'm a big, fat, slow dude, right?
Yeah.
But it's like the impact is what gets me.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the miles I did today. I did 7 miles today, but I minus a mile because of the hand movement. So I walked 6 miles today.
Yeah, I don't even know. Let me take a gander. He's like, I didn't hit the gym today or yesterday because the Y is renovating their floors. So I've gone 2.07 miles today of walking. I'll tell you my weekly summary. I am at 24 and a half miles
Well, that's not
of
bad.
walking. But I have been doing 5Ks on the elliptical machine.
Mm-hmm.
So like I used to be able to run a 5K in a half an hour, but now that I'm like so much older and slower, it takes me like 45 minutes or so. Actually, I can, yeah, I'm not gonna find it. I have a picture of the last 5K that I did.
Yeah.
Like the competition,
Mm-hmm.
which was back like Veterans Day or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like 44 minutes or 47 minutes. I can't really remember.
Yeah.
But been doing 5Ks on the elliptical machine because there's no impact. And what I'm trying to do is get it down to 25 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Which is like hauling ass.
Yeah.
So that would be like 5 minutes a K.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Let me look at my pictures because I took a picture, I think, of one of them.
While you're doing that, you can watch.
Yeah, so it took me 30 minutes and 58 seconds to do a 5K on the elliptical.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get it to where I can do it in 25 minutes, but that shouldn't be possible. There's no way I'll be able to run it that fast. But yeah, just keep. I don't know. Where are we going? Yeah, I know. So yeah, drinking alcohol is the worst thing you can do if you're trying to, lose weight in the gym or whatever.
Yeah. It's going to be rough this summer because usually what happens is that we'll have a or a little fire and we play cornhole.
With your propane.
Yeah.
Propane camp thing.
Propane fire pit. But yeah.
No, it won't be that hard. All you got to do is drink liquid death.
Yes.
You get so they got like the paper bag koozies, right?
Yep.
You just get
Just a bunch
those.
of look like a hobo, like with a paper bag, just drinking the liquid death. But yeah, this summer, I've been drinking CBD water, and it doesn't.
So you shouldn't be drinking any of these things that have, in my opinion, you shouldn't be drinking these. These non-alcoholic beers, and you shouldn't be drinking these CBD waters. You shouldn't be looking for a substitute to get you fucked up or whatever,
Yeah, but like Laura said, like you don't wake up with a hangover. It's just like drinking soda. I mean,
yeah. So like I crave the carbonation, and lately I've been craving like crunchy food.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, but yeah.
Yeah, I bought cereal for the first time in like 2 years.
Oh, what'd you get?
Or not Captain Crunch, but Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Mm.
And
Yum.
I bought lactose free milk.
Yeah, why?
Because
Are you lactose intolerant?
I like semi. It's like a 50-50 shot when I drink milk. But I brought protein powder, and I bought this stuff. It's pretty crazy. It is protein shake, but it is a refresher. It's a pink lemonade refresher. So just think of a Starbucks refresher, right? But it has protein in it. And it's not that bad. It's pretty good. So I've been drinking that, and blew all my money this week. Yeah, I don't really have much money in my account.
Why? What'd you buy?
I bought some podcast equipment. I know you didn't want me to do that, but if
I didn't, because you've been doing reckless spending.
I had to buy.
Getting another computer that you didn't need,
but
buying a shed that you didn't need, almost buying a vacation that you didn't need.
for the Vegas?
Yeah, yeah.
But that it's social or networking. So I mean, it's kind of it was kind of a business trip if I was gonna go.
I wouldn't. It's like I wouldn't do it. Yeah, you said it's been so expensive.
Yeah, I mean, it is
It's like,
expensive.
I'm like, Jess, ask your parents if Evan could stay at their house because they live in Colorado.
Hi, I am David's best friend, and
Like, oh, hey.
can I just sleep in your shed while I?
They don't have a shed.
Oh, they don't. Do they live in an
No.
apartment complex or something like that?
They live in a townhome, I guess you could say. Yeah.
Yeah. So, anything you would like to talk about?
Yeah, actually, I do have some things.
All right.
We sort of have already touched base on one of them. Let me put up my notes here. So, we've checked. All right, touched base on those two things. Well, sort of touched base on them. So, with the delivery services, what ones do you use?
Okay.
This is for my research to do later to see if it's worth it to become a delivery driver.
So I use Instacart.
Okay, just that one?
But I've been using the Walmart delivery
Uh-huh.
because Walmart seems to be cheaper than using the Instacart.
When you get like food deliveries, who do you use? Instacart? I mean, I don't know, because I don't ever use them. You know?
It's between Instacart and Walmart, so.
Because it's too damn expensive.
Yeah. It really is, but it's convenient, so you don't have to go out and shit. But yeah, I use Instacart and Walmart. And then for food delivery, like I use DoorDash. But that I don't barely use it anymore. The last time I used it was when Dirk Dan came over and did our floors.
I'm gonna get double the meat, whatever. What a scumbag!
So it ended two burritos.
Does that double the meat?
2 burritos, $60. So,
it's like no, it's really 2 burritos,
$60.
Fuck that!
It was pretty bad. I was like, and then we had bought pizza. We talked about this, but
yeah,
I use DoorDash when I have some extra cash, but that's really it. I haven't really ventured off to other apps because there's so many out there now. It just seems like there's a shit ton of them, and man,
I don't know. I don't use any of them. Excuse me. So, anywho, all right. So this was like, I didn't really think about it at the time. When I say time, this is like, fresh out of high school or whatever. So after I became a stay-at-home parent, I was like, oh my God, I should have like convinced. So, all right. So I'll just get into it. I should have back in the day, when we were trying to make it big in the music business, I should have convinced Nathan and TJ for us to become like a party band on a cruise ship.
Yeah. So that's what
we should have done.
The only problem with that though is I saw an Instagram reel about this guy that does sing.
How he's working 365 days on a cruise ship.
He only gets one. I think he only gets like half a day off or something like that. And yeah, I mean, if the money's right, I guess that would be kind of cool. But I mean, it seems brutal. Like he said that his voice was like going because you sing all the time.
Singing, yeah. Well, he's not doing the proper techniques then. But yeah, because like with that stuff, it's like the perfect gig. You just. Yeah, you don't have any expenses. The only expenses that you have is partying because, all these people have the high school mentality. All they do is party when they're not working, right? And they have no bills. But, it's like I should have convinced them but I didn't even think about it at the time,
Yeah.
But I didn't start thinking about it until after I had the kid, and I became the stay-at-home parent and just watching, YouTube when she goes to sleep, and stumbling upon because I stumbled upon a drummer or a percussionist or a drummist, whatever you want to call it. How he was in the pit band, which is like the orchestra.
Yeah.
So this is for like a big show, and on a cruise ship. But I would want to be one of those cover bands that play in like one of the bars on the cruise ship.
Yeah.
And I've been sick because you get like, well, I don't really know, like some of the sellers that I've heard it's like $500 a week, which is not a lot of money, but still you have no. I mean, I could really save that and stuff because like I'm good at saving money. I'm terrible at math. And the only thing I'm good with money, and I'm great with birthdays, but I'm terrible at math.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'd been cool. It was like, but now we're all dads and married, and we got kids, and like Nathan's got 3 kids, TJ's got 2, and I just have 1, and those 2 got careers, and I have a part-time career, 2 part-time careers, I guess. Part-time podcaster, part-time reservist in the world's greatest Navy.
Yeah.
And I'm just looking for my notes. Yeah, so that'd been cool. I should have convinced him to be a party band. Now we're too old to do that dream because just talking with Nathan because he wants to get our Fat Sabbath thing going again.
Yeah.
Because like whenever we do like, I don't know, like joke tribute band things, we did it seriously, like when we just did a set of Sabbath, like we drew a pretty good crowd, and then we got paid for it too, right? But then it was like the year before that or 2 years before that, we did like this three band set type of thing where we did like a set of Zeppelin stuff, a set of maybe we did 4. Honestly, I think we did Sabbath and Zeppelin and the Alice in Chains and the Black Label Society. And it's so much fun doing those things. But he's like, this is what we do. He's like, I got it all planned out. It's like, we have like, I can't remember exactly what he said. Like the Machinery presents Fat Sabbath, Fat Bastards of Reality. And it's like, that'll be like the headliner. And then it's just like, they haven't played a show, I think, since the Grape Festival with the Machinery, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, being upfront with them, right? No one wants to hear your crappy originals.
Yeah.
It's like, no offense, sorry if that hurts, but no one wants to hear your crappy originals. And like Michael Scott, he just got like super butthurt and pissed off about it because he's like, all this hard work of writing songs and we're just gonna be a cover band.
I mean, it seems it seems like you have more fun doing covers than actually doing originals. I think it's more work, and it's just, I think being a cover band is pretty cool. You can play all your favorite songs. People can understand those songs because they listen to them on the radio or on a podcast. But just writing your own stuff and only a certain amount of people like it. And it's just, I if I was in a band, I would be in a cover band.
Man, in my retired professional opinion, cover bands are the way to go.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to be like
you got
a wedding band even. I'd be sick to be in a wedding band.
And bars, you got to look at it this way. Bars, right? If they like,
will rip you off.
No, they won't rip you off.
They'll give you $100 and they want you to play for 6 hours.
So if you told a bar, right, that you are original band and want to play the songs, they're going to be like, we don't know what those songs are. But if you say you're a cover band and you know these certain songs, they're going to be like, hell yeah, come to our bar and play. We'll give you free drinks all night. But
yeah,
usually they don't do that.
So
but
when we had the Fat Sabbath show at the hotel, which I tried to get you to go to, I'm like, free show, man. And your anxiety with dealing with people was just way too much for you to handle.
Yeah.
But anyway, so it was At the time, so like my cousin and TJ and Nathan, whenever they like rotate positions, like instruments, they change the name, right? At one point, they were called the David Partial Project. At one point, they were called Muerta. And so I think at the time that we did the Fat Sabbath stuff, they were called Muerta. And, doing their originals where my cousin was playing guitar and singing. I think TJ was playing drums and Scott was playing the bass. So 2 bands, right? Two bands were playing. Them and then me and them -1.
Yeah.
Those 3 and then me, TJ, Nathan. So the dude paid us $250, right? And it was from like 8 to midnight, I think is what we did. And then, so, $250 split 4 ways. And I even got some merchandise, made some beer bottle openers and buttons.
Yeah.
And one person bought it, but whatever. So like getting paid from the one thing covered the button and beer bottle opener. So, yeah, but I remember like the year before, I don't think we got paid, but they paid us in free drinks.
Yeah.
I think, honestly, I don't remember, but I was like, I wasn't, it's like, I don't care. It's like, you don't have to pay us if you don't want to, but it's like, yeah, absolutely, you should pay us for our time. But I was like, yeah, I can't remember. I can't remember which year it was. It's like, yeah, the kid who was running the show, the bar manager or the bartender or whatever. He's like, yeah, well, you guys, you went a little short, but well, that's whatever. Yeah. It's like, oh, fuck you, you're not even paying us.
Yeah.
Maybe it was the year after, because of the first year, she's like, yeah, I didn't have to pay you guys, and you filled the bar for me. Oh, wow, great. But, yeah.
Yeah. But
So, yeah, should have been a party band on a cruise ship, and I think it would be awesome to be a wedding band.
yeah. Cool. But yeah.
And the other thing that I got, I'll let you finish. What were you going to say before I so rudely interrupted you?
Oh,
Yeah.
no. But do your last thing or last topic, and then I'll bring up my stuff.
Okay, so I'm a little late to the game, right? I started watching this TV show recently.
Yeah.
Breaking Bad. Ever heard of it?
Okay. Yeah. Breaking Bad. Good
Yeah.
show.
I have no idea when it started, and I don't. All I know is there's 5 seasons in a movie of it. So I'm like midway. I'm like, I don't know, episode 5 of season 3. So I'm like halfway through. I'm thinking I'm like super late to the game, right? So yeah, interesting show. It's funny because like the dude Bryan Cranston or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Because he's primarily a comedic actor, right? So like I just remember him as Hale from
Malcolm in the Middle.
right? So like it's just so funny seeing him in a serious role. But like I've noticed with this show, because it's great, because like in all the other stuff that I watch, everything just like, what is it, Murphy's Law? Anything that will go wrong can happen or whatever. So like in this, it's just so funny because like they just, I mean, I don't know how it ends, but so far they've just been like skating by, not getting in trouble or whatever, like there's been like some kind of saving grace that like saves their skin or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just so funny. And there's these things that he does in the show. It's like, oh my God, that's gotta be like his idea. So like his wife, right? So he had surgery for the cancer, right? And then the wife found out that he has 2 cell phones, so she kicked him out, right? And then so she slept with her boss. The thing that was just so funny when he went to go talk to him, he went to wants to go smash it through the window, and he tries to lift the plant, and he can't lift it.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I'm like, oh God, that's gotta be his idea. But yeah, it's just funny stuff. And like the throwing of the pizza on the roof, and
Yeah,
it's funny stuff.
It's a good show. I won't ruin it for you, but it's ranked like one of the top 10 most watched shows for a while. Now I pay for television. I pay
Hey, me too.
$120 a month
Oh my God.
for cable and internet, and there's nothing ever on there. I pay for all these streaming services. There's nothing ever on.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
I feel like we don't pay for any streaming services. We're just like shisty people.
Yeah.
We pay for, we have, I mean, it's not like we're paying for cable and internet, but so like with the place where we're living, it's like an added cost, right? Like an HOA fee that includes internet, TV, and like garbage and like maintenance around the place, and it's $90, right? So yeah, we watch television on occasion, but yeah, there's nothing on. I watch the news, I watch Bar Rescue,
Yep.
and sometimes we watch HGTV. But so like speaking of the television programs that I'm late to the game too. So what's a show that what's a show people are so into that? What's a show that people are so into that you've never seen? I'll go first. Game of Thrones. I've never watched Game of Thrones. Did you ever watch that show?
I watched like 1 or 2 episodes, and it wasn't my cup of tea. So, yeah, what's the show that I never watched? Yellowstone.
Oh yeah, never watched that either. That's what old people like
Now,
now. Like my mom and my aunt are.
but
I don't want to say obsessed with it, but obsessed with it.
yeah, Yellowstone. My friend Ricky, he was like, "Oh man, you gotta watch it," and I thought it was on streaming services, but it's not.
It is. Was it on Paramount Plus?
I had Paramount Plus forever, and it was never on that. So, and I thought I have HBO Max too, and it wasn't on there either. So I was gonna watch it. What's the other shows that I haven't watched? Young Sheldon.
Oh, that's on television. Yeah, well, I've seen a couple of those because I'm out of it. I'm out of the loop. I just watch kid shows, and there's all these like kid shows that Harper wants to watch that I refuse to let her watch.
Oh, okay.
A lot of the stuff is like pretty woke now.
Yeah, it's
Like there's one show that I saw on like a reel on the gram that was like this bull, right, was talking about being, it's like, I don't, like sometimes I feel like blah, 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 and sometimes I feel like blah, 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 and I just want to be me. And woke ideologies for these little kid TV shows. I'm like, nope, she's not going to watch that. But just as like, and then there's this other thing with all these princesses where they're all using they and them pronouns, and all the males in the TV show are gay. And I was like, what the fuck is this, man? It's like, not going to watch this. I don't like her watching that one either.
all right. So, what do you think about this on that topic? Drag queens reading stories to kids in school.
Yeah, they shouldn't be doing that.
I don't really have a problem with it.
Well, you don't have kids.
If I had a kid, I don't think I would have a problem with it. I mean,
I think your opinion would change.
yeah. It was on the news the other day, and they were making a big deal about it. But it's who cares? It's like a costume. Who cares?
You don't want, okay, so you're okay with like having men pretend to be women and doing all these like sexual things
Now, if
in front of these little kids. That's what all these drag shows are, man.
But-
I went to a drag thing once when I was working for the catering company. So I was in my 20s, and I was like, definitely wouldn't want to have a little kid at that.
yeah,
you
well,
know?
it depends on what kind of drag you have. There's the lingerie kind of drag where they get dressed and stuff like that, sexy. But then there's other drags too where they're dressed in just a gown and whatnot. But yeah, I don't think I would have a problem. No.
That's where we disagree.
Disagree to agree. So
Agree to disagree.
yeah, whatever it's called. So I sent you a clip,
Uh-huh.
and this happened in Rochester. This was pretty crazy. It's been on the news for about a week and a half. I'll play it right now. Oh, it didn't. Oh man, it didn't sound right. But so basically, this Jeep. These teenagers steal a Jeep,
Of course.
and they're cruising about probably 55 miles an hour in a
In a neighborhood.
neighborhood. The guy passes a stop sign, hits the front of the bus,
Yep.
and then hits the fence and shit, and then he runs, and then the cops chase him.
Whoa. So like that, it's like what's confusing, right? That Jeep, right? So that's like, there's like, are these cops chasing after two vehicles or something? Because, like that Jeep is just like blowing through the stop sign or whatever and crashes and gets smashed by the bus or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And then there's another vehicle and then they're chasing that guy.
Yeah, I'm not really 100% sure. It's kind of confusing, but if you watch the clip, there's a pickup truck that's kind of going fast too. I wonder if they're chasing the pickup truck too as well. But I think I'm as I watch it, I think the pickup truck was like undercover, one of those undercover cop things. I don't know. But anyways,
Yeah, I don't know.
my uncle lives in Rochester. I mean, Rochester's
really?
not bad. I love Rochester, but
The greatest city on earth.
but some parts of Rochester are kind of grim. It's kind of grim now.
Yeah.
But yeah, my uncle lives in Rochester, and he's selling his place because he says it's like the Wild Wild West.
Yeah, this crime's getting out of control out there.
It's absolutely nuts.
Crime's getting control out of everywhere. But yeah, so like when I saw that clip before you sent it to me this week, I'm like, I was like, oh, that looks like Rochester. That looks like a random neighborhood in Rochester.
Mm-hmm.
And then you sent it like, it's like, it's crazy Rochester right now. I was like, oh, no shit. So yeah, I seen it.
Yeah. What are you watching in the background there?
I am watching Led Zeppelin's Celebration Day.
Ah,
It's their concert from 2007 that they released in like 2013 or whatever.
yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So, anything you want to talk about, or we're gonna wrap up the show?
That was it. That's all I had.
All right.
Actually, yeah. So what you were talking about today, you're like, you want to give me a percentage. 69% is what I'll take of the show.
Okay, so let's talk about that for a second. So, David does this show. I asked him a while back, and he was like, "Nah, I don't want to do a podcast.
I don't want anything to do with it because podcast is for the birds.
And then we talked about it, and he started doing it, and then you were like, "Well, I like doing this, but I don't."
I'm sorry, what? Sorry, I got sidetracked. I'm just kidding.
Oh my God! So, as I said, you didn't want to do the podcast, and then you started like doing the podcast with me. The only problem I had though is that I
live all the way in Florida. You live all the way in New York.
but the other thing too is that you're not getting anything out of this.
Are you getting anything out of this?
Connections and stuff like that, yes.
Connections.
But so I was thinking of a percentage of
69% of all. Whatever. 69%.
But then I was thinking, let's get rid of the percentage. Let's just come up with a flat rate of what you will get each episode.
$500 a month.
That's kind of steep, man. For an hour and a half worth of work, that's not gonna fly.
Well, it'll be different, when I'm up there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we'll have like pre-production
Mm-hmm.
and post-production, and I can help you out with that stuff now.
Yeah, and I was thinking too, is that when we do this podcast shed, you can be in charge of the
Security.
yeah, security for all our fans. The YOLO box that I got,
The YOLO box? I'm not familiar. What is a YOLO box?
It is the multiple camera.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. The thing that I sent you that you was like, oh, I want to get this even though I have no cameras.
Yeah. I'm thinking.
Why? Because I studied film in college. That's why you're gonna have me do it.
Yeah. So
Exploit my talents that are so far out of the game.
a YOLO box is basically it's like a tablet, and you can click on each camera different views. So
Yeah.
if you want view number 1, you click on the tablet. View number 2, you click on the tablet. I'm thinking you're going to be in charge of that.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Has it come yet?
Yep.
Cool. Let's see it.
Uh,
Oh, it's so tiny. That's what she said. Oh, you didn't hear me. All right, hold on.
so
I said, oh, it's so tiny. That's what she said.
so it's the YOLO Vid. It's the model below
Okay.
the Pro. So
What's the one that I sent you?
the Pro.
The Pro?
Yeah.
I didn't even know they made other ones.
Yeah. So
So that was like going for like between like 5 and 6 cheddar cheeses. What was this one running?
no. So the one you sent me, the Pro, was $1,200.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. The Pro.
There's no way. Because that link that I don't know if I like sent the link or sent just a screenshot, but I know like
But
the
you-
screenshot that you sent me, like there was like a price in the thing. It said $1,200. I'm like, God, I hope you didn't spend $1,200 on that.
So the one you sent me is the one I got, but the one they have a Pro model that is $1,200. It's crazy. So you're going to be in charge of this.
Cool.
So when you
YOLO
get
box.
back,
Have you even opened it yet?
yeah, I opened it just to make sure the screen wasn't cracked or anything.
Is it awesome?
Oh yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, so you're going to be in
So
charge.
yeah, we're gonna be turning the shed into a studio. So other people who don't want to invest all this time and money into podcasting, they can rent the space, by the hour, for a price that's in their budget.
Yep.
And yeah, look for us on
Just send me a
in
DM.
a podcast studio near you.
Yeah. So
Oh, we'll be the stop for the podcast studio near you.
yeah. All right.
Multi-billion-dollar business. So I'm going to be in charge of that, and you're going to be in charge of. I'm going to be in charge of that and security. Here's another thing about it. So like when I got out of the Navy and still living in Mississippi, got out of the active duty and became a stay-at-home dad. I remember I did pick up a job application to a place, but I never submitted it. It was for a security guard at the mall, and I was like with my buddies one day when I picked it up. And I was reading it out loud, and it's like, oh, one of the questions on here, can you fight? But it didn't really say that. But I go, does it really say that? Yeah, it's crazy. It's like, can you fight? I was like, I don't know. I've never run a fight before.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right. Well, that was the Bogart podcast this week. But should I do next week or the next podcast do another podcast past?
No.
No. Okay. Well, I won't
No.
do that. We'll have a new podcast in 2 weeks. So until next time, we'll see you on the.
But wait, Evan, hold on one second. How much dick do you suck?
I don't suck any. Have a nice week. Oh man.
You can edit that part out.
Yeah. Until next time, we'll see you on the other
See you
side.
later, losers.
This has been a Beer Pirate Radio production.